disturbing facts that will probably disturb you even if you're not easily disturbed. Part 65. After Hitler's death, Joseph Goebbels, who was the chief propagandist for the Nazi Party, and his wife fatally poisoned their 6 children before taking their own lives. Seems like a bit of an overreaction, but what do I know? Zombie fires are fires that burn during the summertime, then stay underground throughout winter, and pop up above the surface in spring. So it's like the fire is hibernating. Extras in film and television productions will repeat phrases like watermelon cantaloupe and rhubarb over and over again to simulate the murmur of a crowd in the background. So from now on, when I'm watching scenes like at an airport or something, I'm going to be looking at the background characters like cantaloupe, rhubarb, I see you. Numerous studies show that users who utilize contactless payment, the phone, tapping your card, whatever, are likely to spend twice as much. This is due to the removal of the psychological pain of spending. So basically, because it is not tangible and it cannot be held in your hand physically, it's almost like it isn't even there. And it's about to really not be there if you keep ordering shit off of Amazon. Talking to myself. Coincidentally, the rise of frictionless payment correlates with the rising consumer debt worldwide. Coincidence? I think not. Gulager Frierson was a fisherman who in 1984 survived 6 hours in 5 degrees Celsius freezing water after his ship sank. Then he trekked barefoot for 3 hours across lava fields before reaching safety. Despite only wearing a shirt, sweater, and jeans, he showed almost no symptoms of hypothermia or vasodilation. I'm sorry, what was that? What was that? That was a bad bitch alert, baby. The Italian American Civil Rights League, which was a group with the stated goal of combating negative stereotypes, was actually a PR group run by the mafia to improve their image. They even negotiated to change the script of The Godfather. Mafia man with a heart of gold? I highly doubt it. I don't know, maybe. Any mafia men here? Please, chime in. There is a man in Nashville, Tennessee that is walking around with half of his head missing. I'm going to give you a hot minute to scroll away with a huge trigger warning because I'm going to show it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Apparently, he was admitted to a hospital but decided to check himself out of it because they wouldn't let him smoke in there. An Indiana father was found guilty after his 6-month-old son endured over 50 rat bites in a home infested with rodents. The bites were so severe, all over his face, his mouth, his extremities, bone was visible on one of his hands. The baby is still alive, but is undergoing critical treatment and will more than likely be permanently disfigured for the rest of his life. Doctors reported that the baby had over 50 bites on his face alone, including his forehead, cheek, and nose. Flesh had been torn from all 5 fingers on his right hand, with bone exposed on every fingertip. The index and pinky fingers were the worst, with flesh missing halfway down each finger. Additional bites were found on the baby's arms, legs, feet, and toes. When he arrived at the hospital, his internal body temperature had plummeted to 93.5 degrees. 98.6 is an average temperature, in case you're wondering how low it is. His blood pressure was dangerously low at 50/30. The average blood pressure for a child that young is supposed to be about 95/58. The infant lost so much blood that several of his fingers had to be amputated. Police found the baby's bassinet just 3 feet from the bed where the parents slept, and the room was filled with clutter, half-eaten food, and rat droppings. The reason that this was left to go on so long, the adults in the home said they did not hear the child cry. Now, I don't have any children, and I probably never will, so I could maybe not know what I'm talking about. But something tells me that if a child were getting eaten alive by rats, there would have been some screaming going on. I would even be as bold to say that maybe that screaming would wake someone up from a dead sleep. I might not know what I'm talking about. But according to authorities, the father had been approached by DCFS many times on his rat infestation problem, and they actually gave him free reusable rat traps to try and take care of the rodent issue. The father's argument was that if the rat infestation had really been that bad, then DCFS would have taken the baby. And in hindsight, they probably should have. Y'all remember the baseball bat that Negan had from The Walking Dead, Lucille? I would like that man to suffer the same fate as Abraham and Glenn in The Walking Dead by Lucille. If you're not familiar with The Walking Dead, just Google what happened to Glenn in The Walking Dead. I think you'll agree with me. And if you don't, I don't give a shit. Thanks for watching.